I want to see all of these lovely good mornings. Tell us where you are calling from this morning through Zoom. Share the morning love. Thank you for joining us for day 2. And especially want to thank everyone that shared their beautiful CEJA 2020 pictures. I see folks coming in. I see Scope LA. I see Caroline from Bakersfield. I see Wendy from Wilmington. Hello, Amy from Oxnard. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, here we go. Someone from Boyle Heights, San Diego. Yes. Welcome. Good morning. Keep on with the morning chat love. But as we share that, I also want to remind everyone of the safe space that we are creating together through this Zoom. So in this space, we value human rights, self-identity, respect, and dignity of every person. Everyone deserves access to a safe space. Physical, emotional, spiritual, and psychological. Power, privilege, and oppression exist, and everyone plays a role in oppressive systems as they are ingrained in our governments, cultures, and institutions. As we build community power, we commit to being critical, challenging, and dismantling of all systems of oppressions. Sexual and gender violence are social and environmental justice issues. Anti-Blackness has been a source of ongoing violence in communities. These issues reflect our society and disproportionately impact women, born and self-identified, LGBTQIA+ peoples, and youth. Sexual violence includes, but is not limited to, non-consensual sexual activities, sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advances and jokes, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical harassment of sexual nature. Harassment can also come in the form of non-sexual marks regarding a person's race, sex, and/or gender. And I'd like to thank Communities for a Better Environment to created a lot of this language, and we post it in our office as a reminder for all staff. And I'm seeing in the chat a question around language. Si no puedes oír su interpretación, por favor, si puedes escogerlo con el globo, and we also will see if someone can help you in getting translation, and we'll be reviewing that throughout the day. Thanks all. I'd like to quickly review our agenda for day 2. We just dropped a link of the program booklet in the chat so all can see. And so we're gonna do a very quick icebreaker this morning. And then we're gonna have an incredible musical performance by Puerto Rican singer Taina Asili. After that, we'll hear our keynote speaker, nationally recognized 12-year-old activist leader, Mari Copeny, also known as Little Miss Flint. And we'll end with some question and answers. So I want to invite everyone to please continue to introduce themselves using the chat box at the bottom of your screen, and type your name, organization, where you're joining from. And also, yesterday, we asked for you all to share your green zones image. So if everyone can share a bit of what their idea for a green zones was that they want to share out with everyone. Like if you took a picture, what did you take a picture of? We all want to hear what a green zone means to you. I hope y'all remember that little bit of homework that we shared. All right. And welcome. I'm seeing the beautiful welcomes come in. So as we continue, there's one picture. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing your green zone. And we're gonna have some more time to share some more throughout. But we're calling from different cities and regions. And from California, I want y'all to name where you're coming from. And I'm gonna just sing it out in the Zoom, all right? So we got San Bernardino in the Zoom. We got National City in the Zoom. We got San Pancho in the Zoom. Occupied Ohlone Land in the Zoom. We got San Francisco in the Zoom. We got South LA in the Zoom. We got San Joaquin in the Zoom. Who else we got in the Zoom? Oh, we got Oakland in the Zoom. Who else? We got San Diego in the Zoom. Who else we got? I heard Boyle Heights in the Zoom. We got Chumashland in the Zoom. Richmond in the Zoom. Who else we got in the Zoom? We got you in the Zoom. We got continued occupied Ohlone Land in the Zoom. Oh, Sacramento in the Zoom. Who else we got in the Zoom? Come on. Tongva Land in the Zoom. Yes. Welcome, 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 and continue to share where you're calling from in the Zoom. All right. Thank you so much. Reading in the Zoom. Reading in the Zoom. So thank you all for sharing where you are coming from. We got more Sacramento in the Zoom. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm gonna scroll quickly through to see who else is calling in from the Zoom. Oh, we got Riverside in the Zoom. We got Fresno in the Zoom. We got Arvin in the Zoom. Yes, thank you for that reminder, Estela. Los Angeles in the Zoom, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, where you all are coming from. And I got my room in the Zoom. Okay, East Oakland in the Zoom. Yes. I hope you're all feeling energized because I'd like to introduce today's performing artist. And I want you to be ready to Bakersfield in the Zoom. I'll see you, Wilmington in the Zoom. So I want y'all to get ready, okay? I want to get your feet ready to dance along because we got Taina Asili joining us. Taina Asili is a New York-based Puerto Rican singer, filmmaker, and activist, combining powerful vocals carrying themes of social justice with an energetic fusion of Afro-Latin, reggae, and rock. Her music exudes strength of spirit and inspires audiences to dance to the rhythm of rebellion. All right, so we're gonna begin this introduction. So I pass it off to Nina.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Congreso. My name is Taina Asili, and this is Gaetano Vaccaro. And we are so honored to be here with you today, and so grateful for the work that you all are doing. This song that we'd like to share with you as these beautiful waters pass by us is called Resiliencia, which means resilience. It's a song that I wrote after visiting the island of Puerto Rico 4 months after hurricanes Irma and Maria hit my homeland. There, I interviewed 4 women artists and activists about their stories of survival, the ways that climate change and colonialism impacted this. And from their stories, I created this song. The song opens with the words, "The rain falls, the river guides. The rain falls, the river guides. Resilience." La lluvia cae, el río nos guía. 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 Resiliencia, ahora que eso regresa, eleva nuestro resplandor, más decidido que nunca a ser iluminado. Mi tapo en la tormenta, imparable como la voz que grita para ser escuchada, que siente un gran dolor. Vino el agua de las montañas, vinieron las olas desde el mar, vino la fuerza y el coraje, sembrando comunidad. En el barro se siembra una semilla, y del sufrimiento y la agonía, la esperanza para un nuevo día. Ha nacido resiliencia, 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 resiliencia. Ahora que esto regresa, eleva nuestro resplandor. Resiliencia, más decidido que nunca a ser iluminado. La fuerza se ha transformado, muy adentro la he de crear, construyendo nuevos recursos y nueva posibilidad. El amor de los antepasados está vivo en la tierra para guiarnos y recordarnos que tenemos la capacidad. En el barro se siembra una semilla, y del sufrimiento y la agonía, la esperanza para un nuevo día. Ha nacido la lluvia cae, el río nos guía. 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 Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Taina. And hello, welcome. uh, I'd like to pass, that was amazing. Rio nos guía, that the river guides us. That is such a wonderful thing to think about, and just a great way to start in grounding ourselves this morning. So I'd like to pass the virtual mic to CEJA's Executive Director, Gladys Limon, who will introduce today's keynote speaker. Gladys.
Thank you, Ernesto. Wow, that was powerful. Good morning, everyone. Again, thank you for coming together, joining us for our second day of our Congreso. So yesterday we were treated by having a legendary activist and movement elder, Dolores Huerta, to kick us off. Her lifelong commitment to the social justice movement and her continued energy at 90 years old anchored us and served as a reminder that we stand on the shoulders of activists who came before us, of those who stood against oppression, who envisioned a different way of life, and who organized and worked for our liberation and justice. So, benefiting from their struggles and leadership, we know we have a continued responsibility to act for the benefit of younger and future generations. But the younger generations are not waiting for us to act on environmental and climate justice. Over the last years, we've seen an uprising of young people who are speaking out, demanding action, and taking action into their own hands. These younger people know that the environmental health crisis is about their rights to a healthy, just, and sustainable future. They are fighting for their lives. They are also our teachers, leading us into the future, showing us why and how we must continue to develop and fight for systemic change and solutions to the environmental health crisis. One of those inspiring young people is with us today. We have the great honor to hear from 12-year-old activist Mari Copeny, who is on the front lines of water justice in Flint, Michigan. At only 8 years old, Mari and her siblings had to learn not to turn on or use water, a basic fundamental life source, in Flint after news broke that the water was contaminated with lead. They, like other families, turned to bottled water for every water use. Rather than accept that as a new norm, Mari decided to use her voice to help out her community and to fight for the kids in Flint. As Mari was on her way to Washington, D.C. to attend a congressional hearing on the water crisis, she wrote a letter to President Obama and asked him to visit Flint, Michigan, to get a closer look at the water crisis. About a month and a half later, President Obama responded and soon thereafter visited with her in Flint and raised national attention and support towards Flint. Since 2016, Mari has fundraised over $500,000 to benefit over 25,000 children in Flint and beyond. She raised over $280,000 to distribute over 1 million bottled waters to citizens of Flint. In 2019, she partnered with a socially responsible water filtration company to bring state-of-the-water art filters to communities across the U.S. dealing with toxic water. Welcome, Mari. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hi.
Did you unmute?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Oh.
Get your thing pulled up.
Thing is pulled up. Okay. I'm Mari. I am a 13-year-old kid from Michigan. You may know me as Little Miss Flint, although I'm not so little anymore. I've been an activist since I was 8 years old. Back then, I had no clue what an activist was. I just wanted someone to fix the water so I could take a bubble bath. That was the beginning of the Flint water crisis. And no, the water still is not fixed. It's still not fixed, in case you're wondering. And the most tragic and heartbreaking thing about the Flint water crisis is that an entire city in America was poisoned by the water that flowed from their taps. It is the fact that Flint is just one city in America that is dealing with the water crisis. Yeah, Yeah, dealing with the water crisis, and there are hundreds of other cities from coast to coast that are also dealing with toxic water. America has a water crisis. Clean water is my main focus, but it is tied to so many other issues surrounding environmental racism and economic inequality. So many communities of color are dealing with so many adversities against them, such as climate change, income inequality, terrible public schools, violence, being a food desert, and so much more. That is why I fight for all these things to be connected, because they are all connected. So you may wonder, how do I focus on anything when the world around me is literally on fire? We have an international pandemic that is disproportionately affecting communities of color, that has literally changed the way our society functions in every aspect of what daily life is. We have a wannabe dictator in chief occupying the White House who will stop at nothing to destroy our nation. A person who thinks it's okay to call white nationalists very fine people, to put kids in cages and then misplace them, who thinks it's okay to call his black supporters his African Americans, who is sending secret agents to urban areas to kidnap protesters, and is running what could be very well be a cult with his Make America Great Again rallies. We have police slaughtering black people in the streets and getting to go home to their families without ever being punished. We are literally begging people to value black lives the same as they value their own lives, and to stop killing us, and they are literally asking why. And the fact the value of black lives is even up for debate or is seen as political or controversial is outrageous. All these things make me want to fight even harder. I want Gen Z to be the last generation that has to march for our lives and for our futures, because the grown-ups of the world can't seem to get the job done. I want the next generation of kids to know that their lives matter, that they won't ever have to fear that for their lives because the color of their skin or for their religion. I want the next generation of kids to never have to deal with the effects of toxic water, and for them to be able to turn on the tap and know the water is coming out safe and won't hurt them. I want the next generation of kids to be able to look back at 2020 and learn from everything that has happened. How can we ensure that happens? Here's how. Give the youth a seat at the table. Don't make us have to stand on the table for you and take us seriously. Listen to what we have to say and follow our lead. If you are in a position to amplify our voices, do it. And then step up and do the work so that the youth can focus on enjoying being kids. While many seen the quarantine time in the Plaza and West, I seen it as a chance to work even harder, to try to figure out how to better use my voice and my platform to be able to help my community. That's how in 1 month I was able to raise over $100,000 to help fund my filters that are being given away all over the country to lose those dealing with toxic water. Right now, it is critical that we work even harder, but also give ourselves a chance to reset. There is so much going on in the world right now that it's so much to handle. If you are feeling overwhelmed, it's okay to step away and take a break. We are living through a global pandemic, and it's easy to let what is going around us drown us. I need you to make sure that we have each other's backs and are checking on our friends and family. And to the many of you watching, I just want you to know you can do anything you want to and be anything you want to be. Just because the world kind of sucks right now, doesn't mean that it won't change. It will. Your voice matters, and your voice matters now more than ever. Don't ever let anyone make you feel like you can't use your voice. You don't have to wait until you grow up to change the world, but also remember, it's okay to be a kid sometimes. And as Kendrick Lamar says, we gonna be all right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mari. Thank you for sharing it with us. and for your inspiring words. We have about 10 minutes for questions from anyone who would like to pop them into the chat for Mari.
No.
We're seeing a lot of thank yous. Thank you for your inspirational words. Thank you and see you in 2044. Keep shining, Mari. One question that has come in is, what is holding you up during these difficult times?
Not being able to travel and go see my out-of-state friends kind of sucks.
And how are, yeah, it does. And how are you keeping your spirits up?
I watch a lot of anime and just basically sleep in, so I guess that kind of just ties it in.
Thank you. And one more question that came in is, is bottled water still being distributed, and by whom?
There's 2 water sites left, but not how it used to be, where people could just come up and just get the water that they need every day.
Great. And another question that came in is, who has been your inspiration to be the activist that you are?
Oh, who inspires you?
I don't know. Doesn't have to be someone important.
No, it could be anyone.
Everybody inspires me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of people that inspire me.
That's awesome. And then one other question is, what's your message to adults who want to get involved?
Listen to the kids and don't always assume stuff, because 20% chance the kids are gonna be speaking more facts than you ever will. Actually, not 20%, 100%. Make it 99.
Yeah, thank you. That is great advice. Some other comments that are seen coming in are just a lot of admiration for you, Mari. You are brave, you're a warrior. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great, and let's see. I think we had one other question in here is, how do you ensure that people are recycling their water bottles, plastic bottles?
That's why I stopped giving out water bottles, because that when the people would use them, they would throw them on the floor and stuff and wouldn't really like recycle them. Plus, I was like, I don't really want to do water bottles anymore. I just switched to filters because, you know, that's more eco-friendly and stuff. And cheaper.
Yes, yes, thank you. Great. Okay, and I'm seeing some more thank yous come in. And somebody asked, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 13. I just turned 13.
Ah, okay, 13. Great. And somebody is asking, are you getting ready for school now?
School? What's that? Never heard that name in a while. No, I don't think I'm going back to school. We're doing online. It's online again. It's gonna be really boring.
Yeah, thank you, Mari.
But better than dying.
And one last question before we go on to take a group photo. What is your dream job?
Oh, I want to be president in 2044, but before that, I kind of want to be like an animator for like some big anime company.
Awesome. Great. Thank you again, Mari. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ernesto?
Yes, thank you so much for that great Q&A discussion, and thank you for sharing so much, Mari. Before you go, because you got a great 2044 sign behind you, we'd like to take a group photo. So if everyone can put their smiles together, I'm gonna count us down from 5. And then we're gonna do like a big EJ smile. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more. I'll count us down one more time, and you can do another. You can switch it up with whatever way you want to. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for this quick group photo. And remember to keep taking those photos on our virtual photo booth. And thank you so much, Mari, again, for sharing your dreams. And I hope that we'll be able to see some of your animation in the future. And you already got all these folks and the pictures that you can use on your future campaign.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you for joining us for this first Congreso. So we did get a request from a member from Scope. So Irisa Wormsley would like to share with us a collage, and we want to share a bit more about green zones. So I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and if not, please correct me. But Irisa?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared. Okay.
Irisa.
Hi, I'm Irita with Scope from Los Angeles. How you doing today?
Hi, Irisa.
Hi, how you doing?
So you wanted to present your collage with everyone?
Yes. Yes. I'm waiting for it to. Can I run? Hold on, I got to get my phone. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm waiting for them to upload the collage. Can you see it? Because I can't see it.
No, we cannot.
Okay.
Casey, you can put the collage. I don't know who's in charge. I'm sorry, this is Mayra Vega from Scope, and we send it to Casey. She can share the collage.
Hi, mi amor.
Sure, yeah, so we can, I'll share my screen and I'll show folks the collage that, that Scope submitted. So this was just in response to the EJ collage question. Oops, I'm so sorry. Let me find it, sorry.
Yes, and while we get that collage up, please continue to share what your vision is of a green zone in your community. And I saw a couple of folks share their screen of some images of green spaces. Thank you so much for sharing those with us.
Are we waiting for the collage?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'll.
Would you like to describe a bit about what it is?
Yeah, I'll just talk about, well, basically, I've traveled a lot with Scope. My name is Aretha Warmley. I've been a leading member of Scope for so many years, like over a decade. And one of the main community work Scope is the weather here in South Los Angeles. Many people suffer from asthma, allergies, headaches, and more. And that's why I've been very involved, because I myself am an asthma sufferer. So I have been involved with this attended lobby days in Sacramento, explaining switch more activities. Like I've been with the, we've done a lot of different programs, you know, for the weather. And our green space to me would be more a place where you can come out your house and really breathe and be able to breathe without an inhaler. I've never seen so many children and people with inhalers in my life here in Los Angeles. Everybody has asthma or high blood pressure or something to that effect. And I know it has a lot to do with the weather. So my green space would be the day you can walk out of your house without, and you can leave that inhaler on the table, to where the weather has been really greatly able to breathe. I've worked on a lot of different campaigns, like I said, and I've been to Sacramento several times speaking with the legislators because I'm really passionate about it. And I feel like, you know, it's been a long time and I don't understand why nothing has been done. And that's my green space, to be able to breathe, to be able to walk out of my door without an inhaler, be able to feel that my child is safe or my grandkids are safe.
Thank you so much, Aretha, for sharing that. Okay, so it seems like we cannot find the collage, unfortunately, at this time. Is that right, Cassie? So we'll see.
It was just basically about our travel to show the different things we were doing. It's the collage of all the things, the efforts we put into trying to talk to legislators, going to, you know, traveling back and forth to Sacramento, protesting, you know, and gathering with other organizations, and the power that was there during that time that we traveled. So that's what it would have been like.
All right, cool. So we're gonna do our best to find it, and if it can be resent, and then we'll put it up to share the collage. Thank you so much for sending that request.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining our Congreso 2020 opening session. Thank you for sharing that image. Yes, thank you so much for sharing your truth too. We hope that you are feeling energized with the performances, with the question and answer with Mari Copeny, and I'm excited for this continuation of a day of celebrating our EJ victories and voices, and connecting with EJ advocates and leaders throughout California. So we're gonna take a break before we come back at 10 a.m. To our first workshop of the day, and it's all about SOMA, Solar on Multifamily Affordable Housing. And just like yesterday, we're gonna have breaks with DJ Que Madre sharing some uplifting movement music. And so please remember to use these breaks to take care of yourself, grab some water or drink, and we encourage you to check out our virtual photo booth. I know I've taken a couple of pictures. I've seen some GIFs there and some other collages. So please continue to use that photo booth feature and share it out with the hashtag Congreso 2020, hashtag Just Recovery. Oh, and then here we go. We have a couple of sharing from Mayra Vega from South LA about having more community gardens and bike paths. Here we've heard from Brian about trees and other greenery, cool pavement, and lower the temperature, ways to lower the temperature to reduce smog and particulate matter pollution too. Continue to share what your vision is of a green zone in the chat, and we're gonna continue by dancing along to DJ Que Madre. I see more parks, Ignacio. Thank you for sharing that. And so we'll see you at 10 a.m. for today's first workshop on SOMA. So take it away, DJ Que Madre.
more than what